Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is the latest Arsenal news and transfer news. We're going to be diving into the latest around the club. Sami Makbo has given us a positive update on Jurrien Timber. We now know when Arsenal expect to have Jurrien Timber back in the squad, and that is not actually very far away. I'm going to be revealing that date later on in the video. We'll be talking about Fabio Vieira as well. Now, according to Sami Makbo, Arsenal are reluctant about signing a midfielder because Fabio Vieira is coming back as well very, very soon. So we'll be talking about the impact of Timber and Fabio Vieira back in the squad. We'll be talking about Thomas Partey as well, because Sami Makbo says that Partey at the moment is not 100% fully fit, but Arsenal expect to have him back as quick as possible. We'll be diving into the latest on Ousmane Diamonde. Arsenal have contacted the family of Ousmane Diamonde today. It looks like a deal is prepared to be happening in January. That is what we want to do. And according to the Daily Mail still, Arsenal want a striker, two midfielders, a defender before the start of next campaign. And right now, a versatile defender will be prioritized over any other signing in January. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. How huge is, in your opinion, how huge is Jurrien Timber coming back together with Partey and Fabio Vieira? Would that be kind of a game changer? Because when you look at the table right now, and I'm actually worried, I'm very, very worried about Arsenal and where we are and how other teams are actually performing at the moment. So yesterday, Liverpool absolutely thrashed Newcastle at the at the Anfield, and that means that Liverpool are 5 points of Arsenal. That means that even if we win our next two games and Liverpool draw, Liverpool will still be above Arsenal. They have a healthier goal difference than us. Manchester City above us with a better goal difference, and also a much better advantage, which is a game in hand. Aston Villa as well, guys. This doesn't look very good. Aston Villa as well above Arsenal there with an extra 2 points. So how huge is Partey, Fabio Vieira, and Jurrien Timber coming back? Because we might talk about all these other guys that we have, Emile Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson, and all those lads. The manager doesn't give them football. The manager doesn't trust them. And even if he gives them football, they're not as important as Timber, as Partey, and as Fabio Vieira as well. So do you think we will challenge again? Do you think Arsenal will challenge again when these three come back? And also, I think most importantly, what I want to know from you, do you think by the time Partey, Vieira and, Timber come back into the squad, we will still be title challengers, right? At the moment, yeah, Mikel says we are not title contenders because we're not scoring goals. But do you think by the time these three come back, Arsenal will still have a chance at the title? I want your genuine thoughts and opinions right about that. Right, so let's get into the update from Sami Makbo from the Daily Mail. Now, he says the Arsenal are really very, very optimistic that Jurrien Timber is coming back from that SCL injury in March. So he's saying that he's making very, very good progress at the moment, and Arsenal are not actually really afraid of anything at the moment. So we thought it was going to be missing a whole year on the sidelines. That is now out of the way. We are talking March. We are talking 1 month later, and then we'll have Jurrien Timber back in the squad. So, a couple of stories have actually come out. Mikel Arteta as well giving us that update that we don't expect him to be rushed. We expect him to be given enough time, ample time, because it's a serious injury, and it's one that can be career damaging. It's one that can be, life-threatening to a player. Probably not life-threatening, but career-threatening to, player in that regard. So, Sami Makbo says Arsenal think, and they know, and they are guaranteed that Timber is going to be coming back in March. And that is giving them vibes of probably we will get much better when these lots of players coming back. And I'm also thinking in the same way. I want to blame Mikel Arteta, and I want to blame, anyone. But we've got to think about the reality. We've got to talk about reality. And the reality is Arsenal are suffering from injuries, and we have really suffered from injuries a lot this season. Starting with the Jurrien Timber one, Jorginho one, you had Fabio Vieira as well on the sidelines. Emile Smith-Rowe is just coming back from a long-term injury. Alexander Zinchenko is injured now. Tomiyasu is coming back from an injury. Jesus had an operation this year. So we will talk about them, right? Those bad performances, but we've also got to factor into the fact that Arsenal have not been their best. We have not been, we didn't have a full squad, right? according to what Sami Makpo is saying, we have an injury crisis when it comes to Saka. He's actually playing with a recurring Achilles injury or Achilles injury. Again, that is another problem. Ben White has been playing with something nagging him for some time. That is again another problem. So Timber coming back is a huge story, but it is huge if Arsenal are still in the Champions League by the time he comes back, and if Arsenal are still within range to win the Premier League by the time he comes back. It won't make any sense, and it won't serve us any advantages if he comes back and we are fourth, but we are 8-9 points off Liverpool. I tell you this: if Liverpool open up a 9-point difference on top, it is totally over. Right now at 5 points, I don't think we even stand a chance. The only chance we stand is they still have to play Man City, and they might drop 2 points, and we have to beat them at the Emirates Stadium come February. That is the only chance. The moment we fail to beat them and they maintain the difference and they get a good result against Manchester City, it's over. We will finish below Liverpool. Whether they finish second or they finish third or they finish fourth, we will finish below Liverpool. So I want Timber to come back. I'm really desperate. I don't think I've ever been this desperate for a player to come back in the side. I don't think I've ever been this desperate to see one player just coming back in the side. Coming back in March, according to Sami Makpo, reliable source as well. By the way, do not actually question his integrity. He's a very reliable source. When he says something, it is probably very, very true. So let's wait and see what comes back, what comes about in in March. We have a couple of games in February, very important games as well, because I think that is when you have FC Porto first leg, but then also that's when you have Liverpool in the Premier League. And those are games that we've got to win, right? The FC Porto means that we progress to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and Liverpool means that we close the gap between us and Liverpool, right? So that is the assignment. Can we get it done? Let's wait and see what comes then. But of course, Timber coming back in March, that is a massive update this early morning. Right, I still from Sami Makpo, it says that Thomas Partey being left out of Ghana, it is known for him to play for Arsenal right away, but it's a decision that the Ghana national team have come to understand, and they've actually been communicated to by the player and the medical staff of Arsenal that the player is not 100% ready to actually represent Ghana at the moment. So the whole of January, we might not see Thomas Partey, according to Sami Makpo. But again, February might be a month where Partey makes his first appearance again for Arsenal. Now, for a team that is not planning on spending huge amounts of money on a midfielder in January, that is another massive update for us. That's another big update on Thomas Partey. So let's wait. February, Partey comes back. March, you have that Jurrien Timber, guy coming back. That could spark our season into life. And finally, this might be another massive one. Fabio Vieira is expected to be available for Arsenal starting with the end of January. So we might see him in that game against Nottingham Forest, or we might actually see him in the squad before the start of February. Listen, with Fabio Vieira, I have mixed reactions and mixed feelings. I think with him out of the squad, we should be utilizing Emile Smith-Rowe. But since we are not giving Emile Smith-Rowe a chance, then Fabio Vieira has got to come back quick, and he's got to come back much better. I don't know how he's gonna do that. Come back from a groin surgery and then raise the stakes and raise his form. But we are going to need him, and we are badly going to need him. We have seen that he is a brilliant creative player, and we have seen that he's a very versatile midfielder who can play where Emile Smith-Rowe plays, where Saka plays, and where you have Martinelli playing as well. We might actually need him better and bigger than before. But of course, with Fabio Vieira, you still have a couple of players in the midfield, right? It's about him coming back and providing that kind of competition. And again, he makes it 3 of the 3 most important players that are out injured. if he comes back right now and he gets in a very good performance, he can put in a very good shift, that is going to be huge. That is going to be absolutely massive. So that is the massive injury update that we have. There is light at the end of the tunnel, but the tunnel is still a little bit longer and darker. The darkness we'll have to swim through for some time, but at the end we might actually see some light and breathe some good oxygen. Okay, let's talk about transfers, because again Sami Makpo has been talking about the transfer situation at Arsenal, and especially the plan. I do not know whether this is going to be one of the things that you guys fancy, but this is what he says. Arsenal want to add a striker, that we know, 2 midfielders that we do not know, a defender to their ranks before the start of next season. There is a feeling among many at Arsenal that the arrival of a versatile centre-back, or defender actually, should be prioritized in January. Okay, not a bad story. Big up to you, Sam. Sam. That's a very, very good story. Like, it's refreshing, and it does give me some, energetic kind of vibes. So let's break it down. Arsenal want to sign all these players before the start of next campaign. 4 new players added to our ranks before the start of next campaign. That is bad news. That is absolutely bad news. Because before the start of next campaign, Arsenal have 2 windows. You have the January transfer window, in which we are seated comfortably, not even getting a massive update from Fabrizio Romano, that bastard. And then you have the summer, where you expect Arsenal and a couple of other clubs to really be very, very busy. However, which one is more important at the moment? Is it the January transfer window? Is it the summer? I think with the summer, it's going to be more fruitful. Arsenal will be able to sell. Arsenal will be able to negotiate deals that makes a lot of sense, and we'll also be able to do deals that don't put us under a lot of pressure. But when you think about January, less funds. We are, FFP is on our neck, and we are not really ready at the moment to, spend huge amounts of money. It means that out of the 4 players that Sami Makpo says that we want, we might get one. And that one player is going to be either Jorel Hato, a centre-back at a 17-year-old centre-back at Ajax, or Osmond Diamonde, a 19-year-old centre-back at Sporting Lisbon. Now, the transfer strategy is good, very good, right? Having 2 midfielders come in, that is very much needed. I mean, Jorginho will go, Partey will go, and Elneny is going to leave as well. Actually, I have a story on Elneny. I think we'll do it in the next bit. But listen, that doesn't mean, right? That doesn't mean that we ignore the January transfer window. I would be okay if we did 4 loan deals in January, and then we can do 4 permanent deals in the summer. It's okay. So Arsenal want 4 players this year before the start of next season, and I think most of these signings are going to come in the summer. Think about it. Arsenal are comfortably going to know that we can get a striker in the summer. They also comfortably know, you're going to know that 2 midfielders can be bought in the summer. We have ample time, and you have, we have ample resources as well. And then a versatile defender can also be brought in the summer. We might actually be screwed. This January transfer window, and the expectations of the fan base might be a little bit bigger than the expectations of the club right now. I'm not saying Arsenal don't want to win. It is clear in our transfer strategy, in our recruitment, in the way we play, in the way we, in the fighting spirit. This team is looking at silverware now, soon or later. But the thing is, the fans want it now. We wanted it last season. We didn't get it. And the statements from the club were actually saying, well, we have overachieved. No one expected us to be this good. We have overachieved. This season, we thought it would be top priority to win. It doesn't sound like top priority to win. It doesn't seem like top priority to win, right? And I don't want anyone going, Mikel Arteta out, we are not winning, titles. No, he's a good manager, and he deserves our respect. But the club hierarchy and the general feeling at the club maybe the priority is not to win now. The priority is to still build the squad until our players get into their prime. Is that good news? Probably not. Bad news? Probably. Right. So Arsenal have contacted the family of Osman Diamonde, ahead of a potential January transfer to the club. Now, he's a player that we've been following for quite some time. Osman Diamonde has been linked with Arsenal as far as I remember, 2022 January. So, ever since then, Arsenal have been, keeping tabs on Osman Diamonde. 2023, that is when most of the big rumors were actually coming out that Arsenal would love to place around 30 million, 40 million. And there are also rumors in the pipeline that Arsenal have had a bid rejected by Sporting Lisbon worth 35 million for Osman Diamonde. Listen, this business of contacting families, Arsene Wenger did it with Eden Hazard, it didn't work. He did it with Cristiano Ronaldo, it didn't work. He did it with Nani, it didn't work. I think we're serious about Osman Diamonde. I think we're serious about a versatile defender, right? And Osman Diamonde fits the profile. Osman Diamonde fits what we are looking at and what we are looking for. 19 years of age, do I trust him? I've seen him play alongside Goncalo Inacio at Sporting Lisbon. Not bad players. Yeah, they are not bad players, but I'll prefer Goncalo Inacio, to be honest. Anyway, that is my that's the morning update. I will be giving you an update on Ivan Toney. Bits controversial to what I've been saying all through, but of course, like I said, I will be reacting to every story that comes out on the Arsenal timeline about the Arsenal transfer window. I pledge to that, and I will fulfill that as well in this January transfer window. So hit the like button, subscribe, join me in the comment box below, and let's have fun as we chat about this transfer window.